Hey, what is up, guys? It's me, Zelda Glitch Gamer here, and today we are going to be covering the basic beginner's route for The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time any percent. This was actually suggested to me by a friend of mine. His name is Matt. He wanted to get into speedrunning. He asked me what game to start with, and I recommended the one I started with because Ocarina of Time is a great game. Any percent is actually not super difficult to learn as long as you can put in some time to learn it. And it was the first category I learned, so it's the one I have the most information on that I can help him with. As you can see, I got my splits there. We're gonna not really pay much mind to that. I'm just having them there to tell you when you'll split and all that kind of jazz, but we're not going to actually time it today. So, the first thing you'll notice is that I'm playing on the Japanese version of the game. The reason for that is because the Japanese text is faster than the English text. In one of the routes, Chinese was actually faster on the IQ machine, but unfortunately that is no longer a relevant console to use. And so yeah, we'll move on from that. Now, another thing you want to make sure you do is move your Z targeting to this option here. I know it's in Japanese, but go with that one because you'll be able to target, and you'll not hold on to your targets. You'll just be able to let go, and then you'll be able to let go and just move on with your life. Yeah, I guess that's the best explanation for it. So another thing is to make sure that you have a single character name, meaning you don't want to make a big long name or anything. You can if you want to do it for a meme, but it does waste time. The reason is because the game does the text as scrolling text, so it literally has to spell out your name every time that it's displayed. And in any percent, it displays a couple of times, which does waste a few seconds overall. So I would recommend, unless you're doing it for the memes, don't even worry about it. Just pick a single letter that you like. Mine, I do Z because Zelda Glitch Gamer. A lot of runners will choose to do like the first letter of their gamer tag or whatever. I do Z. So timer will start when you start the game. So when you press A from here, you start the timer. Again, I'm not going to start the timer. I'm just going to explain what splits we will be on. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, yay! Alright, so this is going to be the exit split, meaning our goal is to escape Kokiri Forest and go to Kakariko Village. Because basically the whole route consists of having to go to Kakariko Village to round up some chickens to collect a bottle, so then we can collect some bugs that will help us do a glitch at the end, which will warp us to the end of the game. This is considered one of the basic routes of the game. I know that there's a more advanced route called the GIM route, which stands for Get Item Manipulation. I might do a tutorial on it at some point once I'm a little bit more consistent with it. I know there's a much more consistent way of doing the Get Item Manipulation glitch, but I need to practice it some more. So the first thing we're going to cover is matching through text. So between your A and B button, you're going to be hitting those back and forth, back and forth. You're going to hit A, B, A, B, A, B. The reason for that is because both buttons will allow you to get through your text. Now, if you mash both of them fast enough, you can actually skip. You'll see those little blue triangles and squares. If you skip those, that actually saves a little bit of time. So if you mash fast enough, you can skip them. As you can see, I skipped the last one there. So basically, right now, our goal is to collect our sword, and we're going to collect some rupees on our way out, so then we can move on to, going to, going to Kakariko So basically, we're going to collect some rupees along the way so then we can buy our shield later when we come back to Kokiri Forest to go to the Great Deku Tree and finish the run from there. I know there is a way to run this game swordless. It's not the current fastest way of beating the game, but it was for quite a while. I might learn it just for fun. Like, I play this route mostly for fun. Just because, I don't know, it's something I enjoy and it doesn't, it's not a long run to begin with. A beginner could probably get around a 30-minute run. My PB is 22:19. So it's not a bad run, it's not a bad run, it's not a great run either. So the first thing you're going to do is roll around the table to leave. So you can go around either side that you want. I just personally go over the top part of the table there. So we're going to talk to Saria, and then we're going to get set up for the first set of movements. So we're going to turn around, and then we're going to target. Now we're going to backflip off of the house. And then you'll see we're going to backwalk, and then we're going to stop right around here. You'll see right here there's this light green texture. You want to kind of get in line with that. So then you're going to hold target while you're still in the backwalk. You're going to side hop twice, and then you're going to backwalk, collect 1 rupee. You're going to get close up to the wall, and then you're going to backflip. And then you should get up onto this part of the wall. And then you're going to roll, and then you'll be kind of in line with the fence here. You want to kind of be in the same direction as the hole over there in the wall. So you're going to backflip over it, and then you're just going to turn around, go into the hole. So as soon as we get out of this hole, we're going to turn around, and then we're going to turn around, backwalk, and then we're going to side hop twice to the right, backwalk, collect some rupees. You're going to side hop to your left and collect those, and then you're going to side hop to the right to come to the sword. I'm just waiting a little bit so that boulder can pass. Usually in a run, you know, once you practice, you will beat the boulder. So we're going to collect our sword. That's going to play a big role in us escaping. So we're going to backwalk, and then right about here we're going to start side hopping to the right. Now you want to be kind of in line with the sign here, and then you're going to backwalk, and you're going to go through the tunnel. So then you're going to pause and select your sword, because now is probably the quickest time to do so. So then you're going to come through here. You're going to turn around, you're going to backflip, side hop to your left, backflip again, backflip, 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 and then backwalk. So you're going to backwalk all the way down the hill, and then we're going to start heading for the Lost Woods. So we're going to roll. Had a bad angle for that. As you can see, what I just did was just a quicker way of getting up to the ledge. You don't have to do that, I just do it because I practiced it. So now that we're in the Lost Woods, the direction you're going to go is you're going to go right, and then you're going to go left, and then you're going to go right again. So, first way we're going to do this trick is we're going to line Link's B button up with this crease in the wall here. So once you've lined that up, you're going to hit target, and then you're going to head over to this corner. You're going to side hop left, you're going to do something called a dry roll. So you're going to just hold target, and then you're going to press A, you're going to slash your sword, you're going to backflip, and then you're going to side hop to your right, and then you're going to have to time out a jump slash, so then you make the clip. See, that would be an example of something, hold on 1 second, let me just get back into position. In fact, why don't I show you this backup strat while I fix that. So, as you can see, Navi's flashing. That's going to help us out. So, from here, if you mash the sword button until Link falls off and then goes back onto the fountain, and then you mash knobby, as you can see, Link will fall to the bottom and swim right through. So, that's one way to do it. Now, let me just line up again. So, line up with the crease in the wall. Alright. Line up with the crease. Then we should side hop left, do the dry roll. That's an example of a late one. So. And as you can see, you make a clip through the top of the fountain. And then you can just swim into the middle and hit the loading zone. Now I'm going to show you two other methods. One's a little unnecessary, but it does help in saving a little bit of time. So as you can see, the fountain's right there. You want to come into this corner, and you want to get into a corner that you want to get into an angle where you're not rolling anywhere. So then you want to do a backflip, and then you're going to do something called a roll and retarget, meaning while you're holding Z target, you're going to press A, but once you press A, you're going to let go of target, and then when Link finishes the roll, you're going to press target again. Like that. And then you're going to side hop to your right, and you're going to repeat the process and do another roll and retarget. So it'll look like this. Then you're in the perfect position to then do the trick. And just so you know, if you roll out of place, and you have your sword and don't want to put it away to set up again, all you have to do is just walk into this corner, wait until Link can't really move anywhere, just give it a few flicks. If it doesn't move, then you're in a good spot. Then you slash and do the whole thing. And then you do the clip. Now, I'm going to show you one more method. This one's a little unnecessary, but it involves a trick that we will be using in this run quite a bit. So, it involves something called ESS turning. As you can see, Link just kind of shuffles a certain way. That's from holding very slightly on the joystick in a certain direction. Now, you can either get him to move in a circle, which we'll need him to do later on in the run, or in this case, we're going to need him just to move one frame, and then another frame, and then he's in the right position to do the trick as well, and he'll flip right through. So now we're going to be on the Kak split, meaning we're going to be heading to Kakariko village. So it's very simple. All we're going to do is we're just going to make our way down the waterfall here. We're going to be collecting a red rupee along the way. So this method is a little slower than the fastest method, but it's still pretty quick as long as you are consistent with it. So you want to swim up alongside that wall so then you can grab onto it. As soon as you get up, you want to target. And then you want to do something called a quick turn, so you just slightly flick the controller in the direction you want to turn, in which case we're going to be turning to our right. So then you're going to target again, and then you're going to do another dry roll. Then you're going to quick turn to your left, do another dry roll, turn around, and then you're going to take out your sword, and then you're going to roll, and jump slash, and you'll get the rupee every time. So now what we're going to do is set up for another trick. So right here, what we're going to do is we're going to do something called a super swim, meaning it'll just give Link a little extra boost to get out of the water sooner, because Link is technically slower in the water. So what you're going to do is you're going to turn Link around, so you're going to do a quick turn back, quick turn down, and then right as Link falls off, you're going to mash B to pull out your sword and jump slash. When you hit the water, you're going to basically, you're just going to be mashing B. You're going to be mashing B up on the joystick and target. And it'll allow Link to do a super swim. And in case you weren't aware, mashing B while you're in the water allows Link to swim faster. I'm not entirely sure the reason why that is, but it is how it works. So I'm going to show you how it works. So we're going to turn around. And as you can see, we did a super swim. which got us out of the water relatively quickly. Now we're going to set up for another trick called a water extended super slide. This is otherwise known as a West. Now, this West is going to take us straight to Kakariko Village. So, another beginner way, if you don't feel comfortable doing this trick yet, because it is a little tricky, you can always just get along the wall when you go into the next screen and backwalk to Kakariko Village. All you have to remember is that you're going to have to talk to the owl, which does waste a little bit of time, and just make sure that you select no, which you just have to flick down once and then press A and then continue on with your journey. Otherwise you're going to be stuck with the owl forever. So if you want to learn how to do the West, we're going to do that now. So as you can see, there's this wall right here. Basically what we're going to do is we're going to jump slash into that wall. So we're going to just basically target with our sword out and then press A to jump slash. And what that's going to do is it's going to cancel our speed going into the next screen. So it'll look like this. There we go. It'll look just like that. And as you can see, we're on the next screen with no speed. Now what we're going to do from here is we're going to do a quick turn down and then a dry roll. It'll look like this. Now what we're going to do is we're going to side hop to the right twice. Now in case you're wondering why I'm pausing during this, it's because this trick has to be done very quickly, otherwise it'll go to nighttime and then you'll have to wait another cycle to be able to go into Kakariko Village to collect the chickens, because the chickens are only around when it's daytime. So this is the big run killer for a lot of new runners. So once we did those two side hops to the right, we're going to do a roll and retarget. So same as last time. And you're going to take your sword out, and then you get a little bit closer to the wall. Make sure you don't go too far up, otherwise you'll jump back into the loading zone for the last place. And then you're going to do a jump slash, and as soon as you hit the water, you're going to hold ESS position. ESS position is that slightly tilted directional thing that I was doing earlier to get that other clip for the escape. So when you see Link spinning in a circle like that, that is ESS position. So you want to hold it exactly as you did for that trick. So we're going to do it exactly like that. So we're going to go. Let's try and do that one more time. Not a worry. Good thing I said I was playing with save states. Okay, so let's give it another shot. So, quick turn, dry roll, two side hops, roll and retarget. And this is what it should look like. The reason that we do this is so we can skip talking to the owl, as you can see. And like I said, if you were to do this the other way, just backwalking, you will have to talk to the owl, which does waste a little bit of time. So now we're going to be in the KFC split, which I call Kentucky Fried Cuckos, or Kakariko Fried Cuckos, just as a meme joke. But basically what we're going to do is start collecting the chickens. As you can see, there's one at the very beginning. So then you're going to backwalk off of that wall, so then you have the right angle to make it over to there, throw it at the stairs, and then you'll see I'm heading towards the box. It's because there's another chicken inside of there. You're going to break it, and then you're going to actually walk into that chicken, so then it'll start moving that direction. We're going to come up these stairs, collect this chicken. We're going to jump off of there. We're going to run off the house. He'll fly us over here. And then we're going to turn left and throw him right off. And we're going to do the same with this guy here. We're going to roll all the way off of this. We're going to collect our friend over here. Turn around, find out where we're going. And then we're going to backwalk over to the coop. So So we're gonna start throwing chickens into the coop now. These three go in the coop. Gotta be careful because they will try and troll you, because the movement that these guys have is RNG based. In case you're not familiar with RNG, it means random number generation, which means that the movement is completely random, so they will troll you, so be careful for that. So we're going to pick that chicken up, and we're going to walk over here, and then we're going to fly over to right over there. Typically, you just toss them. You'll land on the fence most of the time, so you just toss them. If you feel like you're not going to make it, you can let go, and more often than not, you'll make it by catching the ledge like I just did. So you throw him off. Now, you want to climb up to this part of the fence, you want to roll once, and then you want to angle yourself to hit the ladder. If you fail, like I just did, you just climb the ladder like normal, and proceed on to collect this chicken up here. So, then we're going to fly off of here. We're going to drop here, and then we're going to hit him with our sword. And we're going to grab this fella here and do the exact same thing. Now this buddy boy, he's going to come with us also. So we're just going to walk him over there. So another tip, that while you're around the Taco Lady, if you're too close to her while trying to pick up a chicken, you have a chance of talking to her, which is slow. So just target the chicken and then pick it up. So now that we just collected the bottle, we're going to go to this rock here and collect some bugs, which will help us in a glitch later. So now that we got the bugs, we're going to save and quit. I'm going to reset it manually, only because my recorder is a little weird about that. So, the reason we do that is, this is called save warping, meaning it'll bring us back to Kokiri Forest a lot faster than it would be on foot. So, we're going to turn towards our house like we did in the beginning of the run to backflip off. We're going to side hop twice to the left, and then we're going to do it one more time to the left. We're going to back walk until we're past that rock, and then we're just going to side hop until we're in front of the twins' house. Turn around. Then you're going to either just walk right into the shop, or what I do is I turn around, and you kind of have to guess where the loading zone is for the text. And then if you backflip, you can get a little bit closer to the shop. Now we're going to come across another trick in the shop that you don't really have to do. It doesn't save that much time. It's very minimal. But if you walk right in and you don't move Link around and you start buying the shield, so you press A to start the transaction. You move the analog over to buy the shield, and then during a little brief section, you will actually have a window to move closer to the door. So you can buy the shield, get a little bit closer to the door, collect the shield, and leave. So I'll show you exactly what that looks like. So as you can see, walk in, don't even move, start buying the shield, and as you saw, I was able to move a little bit closer to the door. It doesn't save a whole lot of time, it's very minimal. And then before we leave, we're gonna equip our shield. Then we're gonna roll over. We're gonna side hop onto the... Basically, we're just gonna get over to Mido as fast as you can. You don't have to side hop onto that. It is a little bit quicker. So we're gonna just mash through Mido's text, because he's not really that important. So we're just gonna roll. Then there are gonna be some Deku Babas. We're gonna purposely get damaged by the first one. Then we're gonna kill this one. Then, now we're gonna do something. You don't have to do this, you can just roll right into the cutscene, or you can do a trick that allows you to move a little bit closer to the tree. So if you line up with this wall, it doesn't have to be anything specific. if you side hop, mash your sword button and hold the joystick up, it'll slow Link down before entering the cutscene, and it'll basically slingshot him a little bit closer to the tree. So it'll look something like this. Well, here's an example of what it looks like when you walk normal to the tree. So I'll give another example. So as you can see, he walked a little bit closer to the tree. It's very minimal, you don't have to do it. It's a little bit easier on Wii Virtual Console. I'm doing this on emulator. Again, we're mashing A and B. So we're just getting through our text as fast as we can. So then, what you're going to do is you're going to back walk into the tree, and that's when you and your Deku split once you hit the tree. Now we're going to start what a lot of people would consider the super hard dungeon. So we're going to start off with quick drawing. So we're going to press our shield and our sword button at the same time to pull it out quickly like that. Then we're going to roll once towards the Deku Baba on the right hand side. Once we're close enough, we're going to target it and then do a jump slash into it. And then we're going to collect the Deku Nut. Now we're going to equip the Deku Nut and the Deku Stick. Now, as you can see, there's a little position here. I'm going to make a save state here so that I can show you exactly what we're doing. So, as you can see, there's a trigger to talk to Navi here, which can be skipped, and I'm going to show you two ways of doing that. So, one way, you walk up close, and right before you hit the wall, you're going to pull out your Deku Stick. Now, you can do the same thing with your sword if you feel more inclined, and you can skip it just like that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to line up for the chest here, turn around, backflip onto it, roll, and then grab on. Now the Skulltulas, as you see, they're turning purple. That means that they can see you right now. But if you flick your joystick in singular motions, when they can see you, you can walk right past them without having to use the aid of the slingshot. Now, we're going to get our save state for this loaded up. Hold on one moment. Getting there. Hold on one moment. There we go. Alright, so as you can see, we just came up from here. Now we're going to have to do something called basement 1 skip or B1 skip. As you can see, there's a Skulltula up there that we need to bypass. So I'm going to show you the easiest way of doing this trick. So you'll see that there's a little brown texture right in the middle of Link's feet. You want to be right in line with there. So you want to target the wall. Then you're going to do something called a crouch stab. So you're going to crouch and then press your sword button. So you're going to press B. And then as soon as you move back, you're going to immediately throw down a Deku Nut. So it'll look like this. Now that you threw the Deku Nut down, you're going to target and then you're going to backflip twice. And I'll explain the rest from there. So we're going to target, backflip, backflip. Now that we're going to be falling, you're going to look for something. I'll show you what to look for. We're getting closer. Once you start to see the bridge right about halfway, you want to see it right about there, you're going to get ready to side hop to the left. And as you can see, we broke the web and we are falling on the left hand side. Now, you want to wait until You want to buffer till right about... Once you break the web, you want to buffer about 2 frames. And then you're going to do a jump slash. And you're going to hold... So what you're going to do is you're going to jump slash, and then you're going to hold back on the joystick. And that will do something that'll allow you to skip the first part of the dungeon. So it'll look like this. Let me try again for you. So. That can also sometimes happen, just so you're aware. Getting closer. Give me one moment. That was an interesting turn that I backflipped somehow. And as you can see, I did exactly that. I landed up here on the second half of the basement. Now, yes, this trick does take quite a bit of practice. I'm not gonna lie, this is probably not the easiest method. It is the fastest. I can tell you that right now. Now, I'm going to show you another method of getting around that. So if you fail the trick by chance, let's just say you dupe it up somehow. So, backflip, backflip. Oh no, you messed it up. That's okay. All you're going to do is we're going to do a very simple setup. So what we're going to do is we're going to get in the water. Then what you're going to do is you're going to target this wall. Sorry. So you're going to get up, you're going to target that wall, then you're going to roll into this crease. Then you're going to backflip twice. You're going to side hop to your right and then to your left. Then you're going to let go. Then you're going to line your B button up with the crease in the wall here. And then you're going to press target and A. You're going to do a dry roll. And then you're going to roll and hold up on the joystick. And then you'll roll and catch right up here. So, it's going to take a little extra damage this time. So, now what you want to do is you want to be able to light your Deku stick. Now you can do that one of 2 ways. Well, you can do it a couple ways actually, I'll take that back. But I'm going to show you the easier ways. So what you're going to do is you're going to get up onto this block. You're going to roll for it, and then you're going to jump slash at it. And then you're going to immediately pull your Deku stick out, and it'll have the same properties as a flaming stick. Give me one moment, folks. And there you go. You can burn it just like that. Or you can do something called the infinite sword glitch method, which if you crouch stab like this and then you interrupt it with something such as a sign, or in this case an enemy, where you can press target and then C up, time at a certain... You'll see that Link's sword will be glowing. Now if you take out a Deku stick, come over to this texture in the wall. You want to line Link up with the brown part of the texture there. Right here. So then you line up with it, and then you're going to do a quick turn to the left, target, then you're going to backflip onto it, and then turn around, and then there you go, Link will have a flaming stick. And then, of course, there's one other method, which is the one I personally like. It's frame perfect, but I like to use it because I'm consistent at getting it quickly. So you want to basically just target the front of this rock here. You want to walk a couple steps ahead. You don't want the pillar completely out of your view. You want to see the top part of it right at the top of the screen, and then you're gonna mash backflip, and then you'll most likely get it. And then you can get it that way as well. So now what we're going to do, by this point you should have a heart and a half. You want to get down to a half of a heart. So when you get down, so what you're going to do is you're going to roll and then jump slash till you get down to the basement. Now you're going to do 2, 3, 1 scrubs. So that means that you're going to... There's an easy way to make sure that you can get this quickly. So you're going to roll towards the first scrub on the left-hand side. You're going to get the attention of the second one, and you're going to hit that one with its Deku Seed. You're going to hold your shield out and hit it back with the Deku Seed. Then you're going to go to the third one, which is on the far right-hand side. You're going to take care of that one, and then you're going to take care of the one on the far left side. Then you're going to talk to it. It'll unlock the door. Do not collect its heart, but just go through the door. So it'll look like this. It'll look just like that. Then you can go through the door, and this is where we start the Gohma fight. Now, we're going to get into a very important trick here. So we're going to pull out the Deku Stick, and we're going to jump slash into the cutscene, which is right over that little lip there on the floor. Now, the reason that we're going to do that is because by jump slashing with the Deku Stick, it'll magnify the power of the Deku Stick, which in turn will allow us to do something called power crouch stabs. Power crouch stabs is basically where the last thing that you did a jump slash with, you'll have the same amount of damage as your crouch stab. So what a lot of people aren't aware of is the Deku Stick actually deals the same amount of damage as the Master Sword, but of course it breaks. So you can actually do so if you jump slash into a cutscene like that, so like this, or it doesn't have to necessarily be into a cutscene, it can just be anywhere, and then you do crouch stabs, it'll deal the same amount of damage as the Master Sword. So we're going to look up and find our friend on the wall. As you can see, he's got a division sign in his eye. I know, math is scary. So now I'm going to show you the most basic way to kill this guy. We're going to kill Gohma. So what we're going to do is I'm going to pause here. So the easiest way to kill him is by doing a glitch. Well, it's not a glitch actually, it's just a strat. So you're going to throw down a Deku Nut to stun Gohma. You're going to get up, you're going to crouch stab, and then immediately after the first crouch stab, you're going to throw another Deku Nut, and then you're going to jump slash. On the jump slash, it's going to kill you, and it's going to kill Gohma at the same time, which is important to set up the glitch for the end of the game. So it'll look just like this. It will take some practice, but you'll get it eventually. It is very simple. Just like I was able to get it after like the first 6 tries. It's very simple. So it'll look just like this. As you can hear, Link scream, which means that we did everything correctly. So Link is now dead, and we will be warped to the top of the tower. Correction, to the top of the temple. So we're going to need to get back down there rather quickly to do the end glitch. You can save if you want. In a speedrun, I don't typically save. So now what we're going to do is from the start, we're going to do a setup. So we're going to target, we're going to side hop right, roll and retarget, side hop right again, roll and retarget, and then you're going to pull your shield out. And then you're going to side hop to the left 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, excuse me, 5 times. 5. Now you're going to be right in front of a Deku Baba. You're going to let him hit you twice. You're going to let him hit you 3 times. So, 1, 2, 3. And as you can see, he's about to start chomping his lips. Now we're going to do a trick called a Mega Flip. So now what we're going to do is we're going to roll into him. We're gonna roll into him while holding shield, and then we're gonna immediately. So we're gonna hold forward while we do the roll, and then right as we get really close, we're going to immediately flick the joystick to the left, and it should do this. And as you can see, it put us right back where we want to be. And then, normally what I would do in this situation is I would just jump down, or normally what I would do is I just backflip, and then I target the Deku Baba, so then we can get a good angle to just get, or so we can get that heart faster, just so you have full health for the rest of the run. Then you just want to make your way back in here. Now this is the hardest part of the run, which is called Ganondorf, as we can see as our split says Ganondorf. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to release your bugs. This method is probably one of the easier methods. It's the one I find the easiest. So now once you've dropped and picked up your bugs, you want to get into this corner, like this. And then you're going to make 7 backflips. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. As you can see, 1 more backflip and we're going to be on the warp. Now we're going to do a glitch called Ocarina items. Basically what that is it will allow you to play an item as if it were an ocarina. And in this case, since we don't have an ocarina, it'll disrupt the cutscene that will take us back to that'll take us into the cutscene after the Deku tree. Excuse me. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna backflip, then we're gonna press bugs and then our sword, and then we're gonna play our sword like an ocarina, and then I'll explain the rest from there. So once we got onto the warp like this, when the game pans back to Link, of course the angle changes. I'll repeat myself after. I'll repeat the steps again. So when the camera pans back to Link first, what you want to do is you want to press B, and then you want to hold down, and you want to count Link's footsteps. You want to count for him to walk down 4 steps. So you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. You're going to make sure you count them. And then you're going to throw down a Deku Nut, which will stop Link's movement completely. So I will show you up to that point. Let me just pull up the save state. Drop the bugs, pick them back up. It's alright. Luckily we So, there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Give me one moment, guys. Sometimes the trick is a little finicky. I don't know why it keeps making me throw a Deku Nut. Ocarina items. So we're gonna hold down, then right here we're gonna let go. 1, 2, 3, 4. And as you can see, right there is where you're gonna throw the Deku Nut. So I'm gonna unpause, throw the Deku Nut, and then I'm gonna target. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna hold left. We're gonna hold left, side hop, hold left some more, side hop again, and it is all very specific, so just watch how I do it. So 1, 2. And then what you're going to do is once you're over this hump, you're just going to side hop into the corner here. Now what you're going to do is you're going to come into this corner and then target the wall. Then you're going to turn around, you're going to do a quick turn down, and then target the other way. So it'll look like this. I got caught in the cutscene. I'll get back up to that point. Just give me 1 second. It'll give me a chance to break everything down. So, catch and pick a bug. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ocarina items. Hold down. Get ready to press B, so then you can throw your Deku Nuts. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, over the hump. 1, 2, 3, 4, blah blah blah. Into the corner, target, turn around. Now during this part, you're going to walk up to the corner of the door, and then you're going to walk through the door. If you're too late, you will go into the next cutscene. If you're too early, you will go back into the basement. It's very precise timing. So this will take a lot of practice, and I can guarantee this will kill quite a few of your first runs, so don't get discouraged. It does take some practice. There are other tutorials out there that may be able to explain it a little better than I. But this seems to be the best way for me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry folks, give me 1 moment. So basically, once you do this, it'll actually put you in a part of the tower collapse for Ganon's tower. That when we walk out, it'll start the actual cutscene, and then we just gotta make our way down the tower. 1, 2, 3, 4. As you can see, that is what it should look like. Roll around the boulders. You can roll through them if you feel daring. However, if you do burn your shield, it is run over. I repeat, it is run over if you do burn your shield, because the game will crash. So, be very careful to, 1, not burn your shield, and 2, do not break your Deku stick. Because, we're going to use our Deku stick to help defeat Ganon at the end of the game. So we're going to mash through some text, and we're going to make our way down the tower. There's one sequence in the tower that I will make a save state for, only because it does take a little bit of practice. It is a little tricky to get infinite sword glitch off of enemies, so I will try and break it down a little bit more. Pardon me, that was just a, I just heard something outside. Apparently it's just the mailman, and now my animals are a little angry. So anyway, what you're going to do is you're just going to make your way down the tower. So you're just going to turn around and make sure that Zelda's following you. If you turn around to make sure she's following you, then she will actually come quicker. You have to, so then you're just going to walk across here. This is more or less the easy stuff. So as long as Zelda is right behind you, you do have to sometimes turn around to look for her. Otherwise, when she's not on camera for very long, she will in fact, take longer. So keep walking, and I like to actually go the opposite way of Zelda in this room, only because you have a less likely chance of bumping into her and burning your shield. You gotta be very careful for jumps like this. You could potentially fall off. If you feel like you're gonna fall off, quickly do a jump slash and you should be fine. Now this is the section that we are going to put a save state on. So, one moment here. So, we're going to take out our Deku stick, walk close to Zelda. We're going to turn around and do a jump slash with the Deku stick. Because we're going to do the same exact thing that we did. Yeah, we're going to do the same exact thing that we did in the Gohma fight now. We just have to be very careful here. It's a good thing that I made a save state, because if you break your stick, as I had mentioned before, it is over. So, it is a little tricky on a Xbox One controller. That is what I'm playing with currently. As you can see, I did get it. And then you're just going to walk into these guys. Just be careful with the boulder. So you just want to make sure that you kill this guy. And once you kill him, then you're good to go. Just keep moving. If you feel worried, you can grab the heart. I just move on, personally. Because that is technically the hardest part of the tower. And once you get past that, you're good to go. So then, we're just going to walk around this boulder. Lead Zelda at the door here. Now, typically when you do rolls, you should space out your rolls. You have to be very careful during this end part of the castle, because Zelda is known for cucking you and pushing you into a rock. So, right here, you're actually going to mash rolling, so then you can skip past the zombie. Normally you wouldn't do that, but this is one of the few instances where you would mash the roll button. Now, it would be just a matter of rolling around the rocks and making it out in time with Zelda. And now we are in the final phases of the run, which would be the Ganondorf fight. So I'm going to queue up my final save state slot, so then when I have to, when it comes time for me to do that, I can, yeah, so then I can queue up for the next, excuse me, for the next trick. For the next part of the run, and also the last part of the run. So once Ganon's tower collapses, we're gonna have to do, again, we're gonna have to do what we did with the stall post, where we did the infinite sword glitch with the Deku stick after doing a jump slash. Because even though we're Child Link, we are going to lose our sword in this part of the run. So we're just mashing through this. Then you're going to hold down, so then you can roll away from Zelda. Then you're going to pull out the Deku stick, and right before you hit the cutscene, jump slash right into it. Then we pull out our dinky little sword. And now we're going to finish this game off by fighting Ganon. Little Link is quaking right now. So basically we're just going to have to do some text real quick, and then the fight will start. More experienced runners will just get the infinite sword glitch right up close to Ganondorf, or right up close to Ganon. I tend to do a roll away just to ensure that I don't die, because at this point you are indeed a one-hit kill. So I'm going to do a save state right here. So we're going to take out our Deku stick, and then we're going to get infinite sword glitch, and then we're going to walk between his legs. As you can see, I just died. But as you can see, you're going to walk between his legs every time you take a swing and hit his tail with the Deku stick. And in 3 hits, he's down for the first phase. Now to start the second phase, you need to go get the Master Sword. So, select that. Now one thing that is important is take out your Master Sword and get ready to jump left it. And then you want to get the infinite sword glitch again. I know I'm not doing a great job of getting it right now. As you can see, I failed the fight, but that's alright. This fight does take some practice. I haven't done it in a while, so you're gonna have to forgive me. Master Sword. Get the Master Sword with the jump slash. glitch one more time and then we'll finish the run. That's right. Sword glitch is going to be on the same way. If I hit the tail button, as you can see, he's down for the count, and then we deliver the final blow, and that is the run. So matching the text. Just be careful not to accidentally miss this swing, because a lot of people do make that mistake. I am no exception. So walk up to him and press B to finish the blow. And that is the run. The timer will stop as soon as you deliver the final blow, so as soon as you press B and deliver the final blow, that is when you hit time. So, that is my beginner's guide to The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, any percent. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I know it's a long video, and this is going up unedited. You're going to hear all the goop ups and everything, but I think I did a pretty good job explaining the basics of how this game works. I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope it helps a lot of you out there that want to get into the world of speedrunning, especially Ocarina of Time. It's a great game. I highly recommend speedrunning it, or even just playing through it casually. It's a great game. And thank you so much, and I will see you in the next one.